Hey there everyone, it's Brendan here from the Crypto 101 team and a welcome back to another Coinbase tutorial. And in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through how to trade 10x leveraged perpetual contracts for Bitcoin on the Coinbase exchange. Now, this is a really big deal because for years now, perpetual contracts have been for the most part banned in the United States. So yes, even if you are a US customer, you're going to be able to trade up to 10x leverage on Coinbase, and it's not going to be futures contracts. It's not going to be something else. These are actual perpetual contracts. So I want to give everyone a full walkthrough. I'm going to explain what this is, how you can do it, and we're just going to do this from start to finish. So without further ado, I'm going to switch us over to a screen share here. I'm going to show you exactly how to get here. Now, once you're on your normal Coinbase interface, I have mine in dark mode, but it might look a little lighter, but you're going to want to go down to the very bottom left and click on Advanced. Now, from here, you're going to go over to Derivatives, click on this, and then you're going to go to Perpetuals, which is going to be the new feature. You can even see right here that it has a little button that says New. So once we're on perpetuals, if you're in the United States, you're going to have a much more limited version of what you can see, right? So for instance, I can see that there is a Bitcoin perpetual contract, and I can see that there's an Ethereum perpetual contract. Now, if you're outside of the United States or somewhere else maybe, you can go to all, and you can see that there's a lot that are listed. Now, the idea here is that you're probably going to be able to do these at some sort of future point in time. But because this is a new feature and because the United States is a little bit more limited, you're not going to get access to everything right now. So some of the other ones that they have listed over here are Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and the list goes on. And if I try to click on it, it just brings me back to the tradable window. So rather than seeing what we can theoretically do in the future or maybe in a different location, what we can do are both Bitcoin and Ethereum perpetual contracts. So this raises the question of what is a perpetual contract and how is it different from a futures contract? Well, when it comes to perpetuals, these are exactly what they sound like. A futures contract expires every 30 months and they are month-long contracts. So they do have an expiration. Yes, you can roll those contracts, but they have a hard expiration. Perpetuals are exactly what they sound like. They're perpetual in nature. There is no expiration on these contracts. And they also trade a little bit differently. Now, the thing with perpetual contracts is you're going to be paying a 0.02% fee for getting into the contract. And then on top of that, you're going to have to pay the funding rates or the funding mechanism. The way that this works on Coinbase is that every single hour, I know a lot of other places do this every 8 hours, but on Coinbase, every single hour, someone is going to have to pay a 0.01% fee. Now it determines who pays this by whether you're long or short. If the perpetuals contract's price is above the spot trading price on Coinbase, then what you're going to have is the longs paying shorts. On the flip side, if the perpetuals price is trading below the spot price or the actual price of Bitcoin, then the shorts are going to be paying the longs that fee. It's also important to note that this fee does not go towards the exchange. This is a matter of the longs paying the shorts or the shorts paying the longs. You can rewind that if you need to. But another very important piece of information here is that these go up to 10x leverage. Now, traditionally, on a perpetuals contract, you're actually able to adjust the leverage on your order. On Coinbase, these work in contracts, so they're a little bit different in the sense that these are predetermined with their leverage, and they're also predetermined with how much money you can put in. So typically you can say, hey, I want to put in any amount. You can say, I want to put in $1,782.70, and I want to go long at 7x leverage. Well, this is a little bit different, where if we go and we look at the right-hand side of the screen over here, we can choose our order and do all this, but we can go buy or short. But when we go to put in our amount, we can say, well, it has to be, one contract or something like this. One contract, two contract, three contracts. And when we go and we do this, it's going to tell us exactly how much this costs. So if I say, for instance, I want to go long down here at this amount, or maybe if I want to go short over here at this amount for one contract, then it's going to say, hey, this is going to cost me $119. I'm going to get my 10x leverage that we talked about earlier. And then if I want to essentially get more levered or create a bigger position, what I would have to do is increase my contract amount from 1 to 10. Now my leverage is going to stay the same there, but now I'm increasing the size of my order from $119 to $1,193, right? So you can buy one contract, you can buy, two, you can buy 100, right? If you want, but you are going to have margin requirements for this. Now, because this is leveraged, you can lose everything that you put in. In fact, you can even lose more than what you put in. So you need to be extremely careful with leverage. This isn't something that we typically like to talk to our community about because it can be such a dangerous double-edged sword, right? Just as fast as you can make money, you can lose it. So let's explain how this would work, right? Because there's a couple of different limit orders, or there's a couple of different order types. So if we go up to, let's just say, buy a long, you can choose between a limit order, a market order, a bracket order, a stop limit order, and a TWAP order. A limit order is saying, I would like to buy at a very specific price. I don't necessarily care when I get filled. I would much rather care about where I get filled. So limit orders are saying, forget time, right? You don't care if it's time sensitive. You're price sensitive in the sense that you want to be filled at a very specific level. A market order is the opposite of this. You're looking at an entry point and you're saying, I don't care about where I get filled. I want to get filled right now. Now, generally speaking, you're going to get filled at whatever the price is at this very moment or at that very moment. And you're going to have a little bit of slippage. So you're going to probably get filled a little bit higher than you want to. You're not going to get your specific entry point. And this isn't something that you necessarily wait on. The next kind of order is going to be a bracket order. This allows you to have an entry, a take profit, and a stop loss all in one. The reason that they call this a bracket is because you are entering in and then you have a bracket to the up and the downside. The top side is going to be your take profit. The bottom side is going to be your stop loss. It's a really cool mechanism to use. They call it brackets, but it's just built in take profits and stop losses. Stop limits are, fairly straightforward. It's another form of a limit order. And then the big confusing one that I wanted to spend a little bit more time on was the TWAP order, because most people have never seen what this is, and I wanted to make sure that I explain it in depth. So a TWAP order stands for a time-weighted average price order, and what this does is that it fills you at a very specific price over time. So you can think of this as an extremely sensitive limit order. And typically, for the average investor, for the average trader, you're not going to ever need to use this unless you are a whale and you're trading a lot of money. So the reason why people like these is because even with limit orders, if there's periods of extreme volatility, you can experience slippage where you're not getting filled at where your order was set at or where the price is currently at. They call it slippage because your order slips to usually a worse price or a price that's farther away from where you intended it to be. With a time volume weighted average price order, this is extremely time sensitive in the order. It spreads up your orders, it breaks them down, and it makes sure that, hey, you're getting filled over time essentially instead of all at once. So it does what it says it's going to do. It times your entries or your exits or your orders over a time period. And it tries to be a little bit more specific in getting these larger orders filled, dispersing them, and trying to really eliminate slippage from order types. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, yes, you can both long or bet that the market's going to go up, or short and bet that the market's going to go down inside of this tool. So if you want to do that, let's just do a long, for example. I could say, hey, I want to go long over here on Bitcoin at $1,100 or $118,000. We'll just say there. So I can actually click on the order book to do this, and it's going to fill it in, or I can just type it in as well. I can say, hey, I would like to do, let's just say 10 contracts. It's going to say, hey, would you like to allow a taker or a post only? Typically, I like to only choose post only because it's more specific with your orders. I always like my orders to be good till canceled, but you can always set a time limit on your orders. And then you're going to go ahead and finally confirm this over in here. So if you want to do a short, it's the exact opposite. It's exactly the same. You're just betting that the market's going to go down. If you're going to do a limit order, you can say, hey, I want to short at $120,000. I want to do this with, whatever you want to do, 50 contracts. You're going to turn on, in my opinion, post only. And then you can always go through and make sure that everything seems right. So it's going to say, and really give you all the information that you need. It's going to say, hey, you're going to have roughly $6,000 to put up here. This is going to give you the notional value of $60,000 because that's at 10x leverage. And in order to do this, you're going to have a margin requirement of almost $6,000 as well. My fee would be around $12. And then on top of that, I'm going to have to pay the funding rates, as I talked about earlier, every single hour. Now, when it comes to these, there's not too much else to offer. I think if I was going to summarize this in a very straightforward, easy way, it's coming in and saying, I am going to trade an asset at 10x the leverage, which means that 1% equals 10%, 10% equals 100%. So you're coming in here trading something at 10x leverage. You can lose everything that you put in and more, but you can also gain a lot of money as well. So it's a double-edged sword. And that's really the easiest way to look at this is, hey, if you have very high conviction and you have money to lose, then maybe this can be an option for you. But it's something that I think you really should do your due diligence on and make sure that you understand the entire process of how leveraged works before you go ahead and dive in. Now, Coinbase is one of the first groups in the United States, or one of the first big groups in the United States to allow this to their customers. But it is something that is now publicly available on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We have a lot more content coming your way in the future, and we're actually going to make an Ethereum version of this as well. So stay tuned for that.